What is Zen sickness?
Zen sickness is to hang out in the absolute and not give any credence to the relative.
Oh, okay.
To be intoxicated by your own awakening as well and become inflated with your sense of the importance of what you've discovered. A kind of spiritual narcissism, you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a teacher recently that came to my attention who was sort of messing around with the ladies. And when it finally came to light, he was sort of like, well, I am just a witness and God is the doer and I have no authorship of my actions and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's, again, mixing absolute and relative.
Right.
There's no right and wrong, and right is right and wrong is wrong.
What do you mean by splitting the archetype?
Splitting the archetype. See, in Jungian psychology, an archetype has two poles, So as soon as there's an enlightened one, there's an endarkened one. You see, as soon as you constellate the enlightened one, then this is according to Jungian psychology. I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with this point of view, but I think it's a provocative one, and I think a helpful one. So as soon as you constellate the awakened, then there's going to be the unawakened, the enlightened, the endarkened. So when a teacher takes themselves to be special, to be enlightened, and the student to be endarkened, then it's impossible for the student ever to become the other pole. The teacher has claimed the one pole of the archetype, and the student is relegated to the other pole of the archetype and can never overcome that polarization, that discrepancy. Interesting, isn't it? And this is one of the things that I was drawn to was Jean Klein. Jean Klein said, true transmission happens when a teacher who does not take themselves to be a teacher meets a student who does not take themselves to be a student. In that meeting, true transmission can happen. So there's no taking oneself to be awakened, no taking oneself to be endarkened. There's simply a direct meeting. And in that moment, there's a potential for transmission. Doesn't mean anything moves from one place to another. It's merely more the recognition within another person of what has always been the case that we share. Yeah. So this is one of the things that drew me to Jean Klein. He said, a teacher doesn't have students. As soon as someone takes themselves to be a teacher who has students, my students, right? As soon as I hear someone talking about my students, I mean, that may sound pretty benign, but my antenna go up. You don't have any students. People come to you for guidance occasionally. That's my experience. People come to me for guidance occasionally. Some people hang around for a while. Some people come and go. I don't consider those my students. They're just people. We're all hanging out together. See, as soon as I claim them as my students, then that archetype's constellated. See, teacher-student archetype.
I'm kind of thinking of a university as a comparison. I mean, if a university said, okay, none of you are ever going to graduate, and you could never possibly become professors yourselves because we are the professors, it wouldn't be a very popular university. So I should think a teacher would rejoice if a student has a profound spiritual awakening. I mean, I've even heard of examples, I can't even think of one right now, where a student became the teacher's teacher because he surpassed that teacher's attainment. You remember anything like that?
This happened regularly in Zen.
Okay.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's beautiful. And that shows truly awakened person with the appropriate humility to recognize, again, without the Zen sickness, to recognize, my student seems to be clearer than I am. And in fact, it was the same Umon Zen master. I hope it was Umon. My memory for the koans is not as good as it used to be. But when he went off on his journey after he attended his teacher's grave at the age of 60, he said, even if it's a 7-year-old girl, if she has something to teach me, I'll study with her. And even if it's an 80-year-old Zen master, if I have something to teach him, I'll teach him. That was his attitude. The distinctions don't matter. See, and so it's that attitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I learn from my students all the time, I must say. And hopefully every teacher does, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I love the way this person says that. That's beautiful. Or I really hadn't understood that before. That's amazing.